Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back to another episode of Digging in the Ashtray. It's your partner Smoke here on this beautiful Friday morning, December the 17th. Man, I got a great one for you. You might want to put on your thinking cap because we're going to talk about what's going on in the school systems and state universities. We're going to also talk about hey, Ron D on that. He on it again. We also going to give you, you already know, the Florida medical marijuana. I got to hit you with it every week. I got to let you know what's going on with the state versus the medical marijuana. This might be a little bit of good news, right? So let's go ahead and get this started. So first up, man, if you listen back to my episode I did with my cousin CLB Cam, he kind of spoke about it, how there's not a lot of black men in the school systems anymore, in the university systems. He goes to FAMU. It's not a lot of black men in his classes, right? That's crazy. He talked about that a couple months ago. Then this week, an article came out kind of speaking about how school systems across state university system is down, right? Which we kind of took that into account with COVID going on, different things happening right now. We kind of took that into account that might go down, but it said this has been going on way before COVID. So let's go ahead and get into it, man. So it says the state records show that there's a 5.5% drop in attendees of colleges, state universities, right? So that number 5.5, it equates out to 16,214. So 16,214 less students in state universities than it was in the past couple of years. The past, I believe it was 2011 to 2015. So 2011 till now. So that's that number in 10 years, 10 years has gone down that much. It can really hit that 10 in a couple months, in a couple years, which we're gonna get into that too in a second, because they're saying that, and there's a 9.3, it's going to go to 9.3 by 2026. So that's in what, 4 years? It's gonna hop that high. And like I said, once you hit them tens, then it's gonna keep going. It's gonna be hard to get back, right? So they're also saying that this is not only for state universities, this is for the state colleges as well. Now, I was thinking maybe with the state colleges, it might be a little bit better because individuals who got the high school diploma, maybe they might be working 9 to 5s and saying, I want to better myself since it's all this free time. Let me go over here and take these community colleges, these classes, to try to at least get my AA and then move up to my bachelor's. But that's not even happening right now, and that's kind of interesting, because the education system is something that makes the state a lot of money. And if kids ain't going to school, then state got to do something to push these kids to go to school, right? So that's going to be interesting to see what they do to make these kids go to school. Keep a pin in that one, man. But what's also crazier to me is Florida was a state that was pushing no child left behind, right? The no child left behind rule in the 2000s, and to just say, hey, they ain't going to school. You don't want to go to school, you ain't got to go to school, man. You know what I'm saying? But which is, it's a lot of free money out here you can get, do the right thing now, do the right thing. It's a lot of money out here you can get, but I still think, man, you need the education a little bit. Some kids need to go to school, go ahead and get the education, you need a doctor. You need these, but I just think that's crazy that these numbers are going down. But we're going to go into this next topic, and I'm going to say it's crazy that these numbers are going down. It's because they putting so much emphasis into this dumb junk. So let's go on to this next topic, man. Ron D is back on his bull. On his bull, right? I ain't gonna cuss on Digging in the Ashtray, but he back on his bull, man. So Ron D comes out, he's back on his bull again, on his high horse, and he's back on that CRT, that critical race theory, man. He announces another passage, right? He says he's trying to combat against the woke, right? And a matter of fact, the act is called Stop the Woke Act. Come on, man. And the woke is, W.O.K.E. and he hyphens. I ain't even gonna break down what the W.O.K.E. means. But so I was sitting there thinking, like, bro, I never seen nobody explain what the heck this critical race theory is. I give examples of what a critical race theory is. Because I ain't never heard, man, what in the mess is this, right? So CRT, critical race theory, does not attribute the racism to white people as individuals or even to entire groups of people. Simply put, critical race theory states that the U.S. social institutions Examples: the criminal justice systems, education systems, labor markets, housing markets, and healthcare systems are laced with racism embedded laws and regulations, rules, and procedures that lead to differential outcomes by race. Sociologists and other schools have long noted that racism can exist without racists. However, many Americans are not able to separate their individual identity as an American from the social institutions that govern us. These people perceive themselves as the system, right? So that's why they combat it, right? Because I'm gonna say that again, because that was very good. And this comes from the Brookings article, right? Brookings EDU, right? So it's a legit article, right? But I'm gonna read this part again. However, many Americans are not able to separate their individual identity as an American from the social institutions that govern us. These people perceive themselves as the system. I'm gonna say it one more time because this was a good piece, right? Say it one more time, third time's a charm. However, many Americans are not able to separate their individual identity as an American from the social institutions that govern us. These people perceive themselves as the system. All right. So just think about that, man. Think about that. I'm kind of in that one right there, but think about it. I'm going a little bit more. Now, I got to give it to Ron D. I'm always down to see a fool go down a dumb lane. I'm always down to see it, right? I want to see how far you're going to take it down this dumb lane. It's a prove even dumber point, and he doesn't disappoint. On this statement, the statement that he put out, right? He actually put examples of CRT. I actually got examples for you of critical race theory. So in Buffalo, New York, Buffalo public schools taught students that all white people perpetrate systematic racism and forced kindergartners to watch a video of dead Black children warning them about racist policy and state-sanctioned violence, racist police and state-sanctioned violence, who might keep them at any time, right? A Philadelphia elementary school teacher forced fifth graders to celebrate Black communism and simulated a Black Power rally to free Angela Davis from prison. That's what they saying. That's what they say what critical race theory is. Now I'm gonna say this, and I'm going on to the last topic. It sounds like a bunch of bull, right? It sounds like a bunch of bull. I remember as a kid, right, reading books, seeing nigger in the book, right? See a nigga in the book, right? So you around there with all these white folks reading these books, right? All these white kids reading these books, and I see the word nigga in these books. You don't think I feel some type of way? You don't think I feel some type of way, but you want to keep that on out of school because it's coming at you. But you don't think I felt some type of way sitting in that class because I could tell you exactly what class it was. Fourth grade, Miss Jones wasn't there. Miss Jones was a Black teacher. Miss Jones wasn't there. We had a substitute. Shout out to Cameron Thompson, man. I know she ain't gonna listen to this, but her mama, she said, I will not say that word as I substitute this class. The white lady, I appreciate you. You need your allies. You need your allies. I got an episode about that. I got an episode about everything. But shout out to Miss Thompson, man. I remember that day vividly, man. Seeing that word just as big as it could have been. Nigga. You know? You don't think that made me feel some type of way? I did as a kid. You feel my mama taught me a lot about this stuff, and I did as a kid. I felt some type of way, right? Not only did I feel some type of way about that, I also felt some type of way about I'm learning my Black history, but yet I got to see y'all riding in hoods coming at me. I felt very bad about that, but I had to sit there. But you can't sit through the facts about. Come on, man. I'm not gonna get too much into it. But Ron D, get off the horse. Get off the horse, man. The saddle get the saddle. You ain't got saddle burn yet up there. You ain't got saddle burn yet up there on that horse. Get off of it, bro, because you're tripping, man. Well, let's go on to this last topic, man. You know I got to do the state versus medical marijuana, and here we go again. But this time it might be good. It might be good, right? So I was talking to a doctor the other day about this, and he kind of put me hip to this might go down. So they've actually written a passage that they're trying to push through that's going to allow doctors to start doing telehealth, right? So this is the type of things that I've been talking about on Digging in the Ashtray about medical marijuana and what's going on with the state, how you can go order. I can go to Outback Steakhouse, man. I love Outback Steakhouse. Get the chicken on the Barbie. Outbacky, holla at me, man. We could do business. I love that chicken on the Barbie with the ribs and man, the mashed potato, man. You talking about something good? But I love me some chicken on the Barbie from Outback. But I can also order alcohol, right? I don't understand that. I can go drive-through, pick up alcohol. I can go to Gordo's, get me a jug. Gordo's, holla at me, man. I love them Cuban sandwiches. Get me a jug of liquor and take it on with me, right? But I cannot do telehealth with my medical marijuana doctor. But you can do, but it's medical, right? But you cannot do telehealth with them. This initiative is about to go down, and they're trying to push to be able to do telehealth through the system, through the state medical marijuana system. You have a lot of patients that can't get out the house, right? Muscular dystrophy, man, I messed up that word, MD. You got ALC, ALS. You got different people with different symptoms. They can't get out the house. They may be prone to what's going on in the air, but yet they can't do telehealth. Now, I'm gonna tell you, before when all this stuff first started going on with the pandemic, they were allowing people to do telehealth, but just recently, a couple months ago, they kind of you can't do it no more, and that's messing up a lot of patients, right? So they're trying, the doctors and the medical staff at that's about pushing medical marijuana, and some of the senators that are behind it, they are pushing this. And Senator Grutters, I really appreciate you for pushing this initiative. All the docs out there doing what you're doing, trying to push this, I really appreciate you, man, because these people, they can't go to their doctors. You have to do these little check-ins every 7 months with them, like I've said before, and it gets kind of strenuous. It gets tedious, right? It's very tedious, the things you have to do, but at least I should be able to do it from my house, right? I can do everything else from the house digitally. I can't talk to my medical marijuana. It looks like they want to see you, make sure you still need it, which is very disrespectful, man. So that is great things that are happening with Florida and the medical marijuana, at least for this week. Because next week it can be some other things, you know what I'm saying? But that ends another episode of Digging in the Ashtray. I told you real quick, like, man, we spoke about the university states, the state university systems, the numbers dwindling. That's something we need to look at, man. Then we also talked about the CRT. Now, I'm gonna tell you real quick. I was talking about the state systems. Excuse me. Now, I was saying that they might what they gonna do to keep these kids in school, and it popped in my head. You know how smoke be. It popped in my head. I started thinking, man, boy, if they show enough cancel them, they cancel them debts, maybe them kids get back in school, because they ain't trying to get in debt, right? I ain't trying to go to school, get in debt, right? So maybe they cancel them debts, but hey, it would be funny if they cancel the debts for new students and then not the old students. You talk about a clash against the people in America, that will start a clash. If you can let these new students get new enrollees get debt-free schooling and all this, and no debt student loans and all this, if you can let them get it, then you better let the people who went to college let them get it too. You feel me? So that would be crazy. That's just a little thought I be thinking about. You know how I am, man. But Ron D back on the woke-ish. But did that ever leave? He always been that, man. That's who he is. You know, you gotta respect the man that stand by what he about, and that's what he about. Gotta respect him, but I ain't with it though. I ain't with that. And I also talked about the Florida versus medical marijuana round 93. And this one was gas. This one was gas, man. I appreciate you once again digging in the ashtray. I told you, man, we keep these things pushing, baby. We keep these things pushing, man. You see the backdrop, you see the artwork, you see everything I'm pushing, man. Appreciate you for messing with me, man, and respecting my hoopty, dog. Respecting my time. You understand? I appreciate y'all once again. Another great episode of Digging in the Ashtray. Holla at you when I holla at you, man. Monday, I might drop something for you, man, for Christmas time. Next week, hope, God willing, man, I got a good one for you, man. Before I get off, man, I just want to say RIP, my cousin Brianna Rainey, man. RIP, baby. I love you, man. RIP, all my people, man. Aunt Addie, if you ever listen to this, I love you too, man. About to shed a tear for you right now, man. But I'm going to get on off this thing, bro. I appreciate y'all once again, man. I really do, dog. I really do, man. I really appreciate y'all for rocking with me, man. Hey, we all we got out here, bro. We got out here. I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good rest of your week, man, and keep digging in the ashtray. Keep getting these news, man. I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good evening, good day, good weekend, man. Y'all have a good weekend.